Welcome to Smart Money. I'm your host, Ibrahim Sani. Today, we have Mobike. They are the world's first and largest smart bike sharing company, operating in more than 200 cities globally, including that of Kuala Lumpur. The mission of the company is to bring more smart bikes to more cities using innovative technology to make cycling the most convenient and most environmentally friendly transport choice for urban residents. Its commitment to embed cycling in communities, Mobike rolled out its Malaysian operations in August this year, starting with Setia Alam, followed by Cyberjaya. Joining me today is Sanjay Chandran, the Mobike Malaysia country manager, to discuss more on this. Sanjay, welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome.
So how does the model work? How does Mobike, basically work for consumers?
So at Mobike, we are the world's largest dockless bike sharing. So what we do essentially is, for a consumer, they definitely can see our bikes anywhere and everywhere. So as long as you see an orange bike, you know that's us. So you get to download you download our app online. It's available on the App Store and Google Play Store. What you can do is, in the app, you can find your bike, your nearest bike. You can reserve it. The reservation is for 10 minutes. You can go, you can scan it. There's a QR code both at the front handle and the back. The minute you press unlock, the phone turns into a camera mode. You scan, unlock it. And the bike unlocks by itself. You cycle to your destination, and when you're done, you lock it. Payment is all done online. You put in your credit card payment, you buy credit. Credit can be 10, 20, 30, 40 ringgit. You can store that, and every ride you do, it costs you 50 cents.
I think the core question would be on the change in consumer behavior in a tropical country like Malaysia. It's very hot. Are you expecting a lot of transactions to happen in this very hot climate?
Yes, I think we can take our good case studies from countries that we launched within this kind of same climate. We've launched in Singapore, we've launched in Thailand, and southern parts of China also have such tropical weather. And seeing the user behavior, seeing the value proposition that Mobike has, people start to use Mobike as a first and last mile mode of transportation. We are here to help enhance the transportation networks where users can take the train to their destination, and from their destination they can jump onto a Mobike and go to their office, they can go to school, they even use our bikes for commute when they do grocery shopping, for example.
Yeah, well, why Setia Alam and Cyberjaya? Why not straight downtown KL?
So what we did was to do a case study. We wanted to really study user habits. When we launch, we launch in a very responsible manner. So we work very closely with the government. We also look at user habits. So we use Setia Alam and Cyberjaya, Cyberjaya being the world's smart city and all that stuff. We are really using that as a case study to really study user habits in Malaysia. And from there, we intend to roll out in KL and Penang and Melaka.
So how many bikes do you have right now in KL?
Right now,
in Malaysia, for that
in
matter?
Malaysia, at the moment, we have over 5,000 bikes, and
wow.
we're looking to scale up, obviously. Again, the model is about accessibility. It's about finding a bike at your convenience. You're not going to walk more than a kilometer to find a bike. So, where can you find the bike? Can it be convenient? So the first thing, we need to make sure that we have enough bikes available. People can search for it and find it.
All right, I'm very attracted to the statement that you made just now on dockless bike. So does this mean that other companies have a docking kind of bay?
Yes. So if you look at bike sharing, traditionally it's been very docking based. It's a docking based system is a big station where you go there, you scan, you take out your bike, you cycle, you drop it off at the next docking station.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much predominantly. What we came up with is the world's first and largest dockless bike sharing. So, we've really moved out from the whole docking station, and we saw a lot of the opportunities or the problems that the docking station had, and we kind of filled that in with our solution.
The biggest question that a lot of consumers have with companies like yours would be on the bikes themselves. Do you lose your bikes a lot?
The good thing about us is we're all very technology driven. So in our bikes there are SIM cards. SIM cards that have a signal. So in real time, we know exactly where our bikes are. So there are from time to time cases where people take their bikes, bring it back home and all that. But we have a responsible and elite operations team on the ground that goes around, finds where these misplaced bikes are, picks them up and put them back into circulation.
Wow, that would drive costs up, wouldn't it?
So we have an AI platform called Magic Cube in our system that helps us effectively manage this. So how can I effectively manage picking up the bikes and dropping that off? So if you look at our system, it's all about supply and demand. Where people pick up the bikes, where people drop off the bikes. So in real time, we will know morning areas where are the hotspots, evening areas where are the hotspots, and sometimes we actually get our operations team to pick up and drop them off.
Okay, we'll take a short break, but when we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more about the business and the insights of bike sharing. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Smart Money. I'm your host, Ibrahim Sani. The conversation that I have is with Sanjay Chandran, Mobike Malaysia Country Manager. Of course, Mobike is one of the biggest, in fact, the biggest bike sharing company in the world. And after 200 cities, why now? Why Malaysia being introduced at the tail end of the big business of Mobike?
So Malaysia has always been part of our roadmap. I think our first international city that we launched was Singapore. And after Singapore, naturally, we look at where else can we expand within Southeast Asia.
Okay.
So Malaysia and Thailand were the next two countries that definitely we're looking at. We definitely saw a lot of similarities to our model in Singapore. We definitely saw the opportunities, and we definitely saw expanding the transportation network and really first mile and last mile. In this part of the world, cycling is not really a big culture of ours.
Yeah.
So how can we improve that? And we saw the real success of Singapore. Singapore is pretty much very much like Malaysia in terms of weather, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of people move around and drive. So how do we bring cycle? And cycling actually in Mobike really picked up down there. So
what can you share with us the insights and the trends of the Southeast Asian business other than Singapore and Thailand and Malaysia?
Sure. So Southeast Asia, people use cycling really as leisure. People think of cycling as a leisure. People don't see cycling as a last mile connectivity of such. So, it's about constantly doing education to people in this part of the world that cycling is more than, take your kids out on the weekends and go cycling. You can really use it to enhance your networks within the CBD area. How can you move around? Sometimes certain hours it gets gridlocked, but you need to go for a meeting and, you can't take a cab and it's too far to walk. The trains are always crammed up. So, last mile connectivity is such.
Current last mile connectivity includes ride sharing, Uber and Grab and other companies out there. Does this mean that you would see a change or a shift in behavior from using an Uber to bike sharing?
I think we are not here to kind of replace them, or I think we're just here really to enhance them. Uber uses the existing networks of roads and all that stuff, but there will always be times where there will be gridlocks. There will be times where it'll be difficult even to get an Uber because of demand, peak demand, congestions on the road. Last mile connectivity where your distance is not that far, we come in to fill in that gap, and that's what we see.
Let's talk about the launch in Cyberjaya, if I'm mistaken,
yes.
with the Secretary General of the Treasury was there.
Yes.
They launched it. Talk to us through the process. How was it like?
So Cyberjaya was actually very forward-thinking, and very early on when we looked at the Malaysian market, we connected with them, and they were actually very forthcoming in terms of they want to have an urban mobility, get their people moving around the Cyberjaya estate, with last mile connectivity. They're trying to get become more car light, and people move around with bicycles. So they were very forthcoming. We're working very closely with them to see where are the hotspots within Cyberjaya and where else can we put more bikes around this area.
Now, part of the reasons why I invited you here is because there has been about 100 days of launch since that Cyberjaya day.
Yes.
What would be the key learnings that you have taken over the past, say, 3 odd months?
So it's really about finding hotspots within Malaysia. I think that's what we're learning. Everything.
Can you share with us some of the hotspots?
Yeah, sure. So again, if you look at our our product, we are a technology company first. So in the app, we are constantly checking, the minute someone opens the app, search for a bike, we know these are the hotspots. So even within areas in Cyberjaya, we are seeing where people are constantly searching for our bikes. And then we're starting to see that people are using our bikes for commute from their office building to the food area, for example, where the Starbucks and all the fast food centers is. So, people are using that as a last mile connectivity. So we're starting to see that people are moving away from the trend of
like office to office or something like that.
Yes, correct. So, they're going within meetings and all that stuff. They're starting to use our
Wow, okay. And with this in mind, what would be in store for 2018?
So 2018, it's about, we understand the market now. Now it's about really going deep diving into the market and expanding our networks. Start looking at newer cities. So, we're definitely in communication with, the Penang State. We're definitely in communication with Malacca. We're also looking at Johor. So we're really looking also, going deeper into KL, but also outside in terms of other networks.
Now, is Mobike expanding in terms of the financial structure? Are you looking for investors here in this country?
No, I think we're very well funded. And we're very fortunate to be in that position to be very well funded. We're not really looking in terms of investors. We are really looking in terms of partners who really believe in our system and can help us grow our networks.
Let's talk about the partners that you're looking for. We don't have much time left, but what kind of partners are you looking at?
So partners that we're looking at are partners, smart city nations, cities that can see us, where we're looking at municipal government councils that see the value in us. We're also looking at commercial partners who we can add value in terms of, getting them to drive from different businesses altogether. So these are the value that we can bring.
Fantastic. Sanjeev, I wish you all the best and I wish Mobike all the best. I'll be your first customer right after this show. I've been speaking to Sanjay Chandran, Mobike Malaysia Country Manager, but that wraps up this episode of Smart Money. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at 5091, and don't forget to download our app on the Google Play and the Apple App Store. I'm Ibrahim Sani. Thanks for watching and goodbye.